This podcast will fail because no one's going to listen to it. But you might prove me wrong. Who knows? Hello. Episode 49? Is it episode 49? Really? I'm almost at 50 episodes? No, that can't be right. Hold on, let me look. Just give me a second here. Bear with me. Was yesterday really? Oh, wow. I'm almost at 50 episodes. I'll be damned. Hi. Yeah, I'm just some guy, as you can see. Hardly a professional podcaster in any sense of the word. But who I am is irrelevant to the conversations that I come here to have with you and with myself. And I want to hear from you. I've done a lot of talking in the last 48 and now 49 episodes. And I'm hoping that I can get a message to you from you. If you look down in the description below, there's a link that you can click to jump over to Anchor and quick, easy, leave me a voicemail and answer the following question. What do you want? And so every week during season 3, I am posing a different question to you, potential listener. Want to know what's going on in your head. I want to know how you feel about things. And I want to include your voice on this here podcast. And this week, this is the last day of asking the question, what do you want? Now, I have been going through all week and trying to answer the question myself. And I finally hit a wall with that effort yesterday. I ran out of things to say. I don't know. The answer was I don't know what I want. That's ultimately where I landed yesterday. So I made a Hail Mary pass. I've talked before about how not only do I not share my name or who I am on this podcast, I don't promote this podcast anywhere at all to anybody. There's a scant handful of people that know this thing even exists. So I put it out on my personal Facebook page yesterday, just asking the question, right? Hey, not telling you why, but I just want to know. Everybody give me a peek into your thought process, and I'm not telling you why, but I just have you answer the question, dear friends, on my personal Facebook. So yesterday I got a whole bunch of answers. Great, I think 8 or 9 people had answered by the time I sat down to record. I thanked everybody, and I still didn't say what it was for, thinking that would be the end of it. No, actually, all through the night and into this morning, more of my friends, coworkers, internet buddies, family members, a whole bunch more people answered the question. So I guess it kind of set me up pretty good for today's podcast, and that I don't really have to think much other than thinking through the answers that I got from these fine people here on my personal Facebook. But I still want to hear from you, right? So I'm going to go through. I got great answers yesterday. I've got a whole bunch of interesting, funny, and deep, real answers here as well. But I would love to know from you, what do you want? So please click the link and send me a quick voicemail. So the way I phrased it was very simple. There's no wrong answer, right? What do you want? It could be a person, a place, a thing, an experience, right? It can be an object. It can be a situation. It could be ephemeral. It doesn't have to even be tangible. What do you want? Just off the top of your head, don't think about it. Just go. Okay. So let me go through and talk about the folks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 people. double the number of folks that that replied yesterday. So I won't spend as much time. I spent time on each one yesterday, just kind of fleshing out who this person is to me, without using their name. And I'll do that, but I'll be brief and more succinct about it, so that I don't sock you with another 30-minute episode. Unless a 30-minute episode is what you want. If you think, potential listener, that I need to be going 30 minutes with this instead of 20, leaving me a voicemail would be a one way for me to find out. Okay. Anyways, enough. Let's start with a friend of mine, currently, actually, this person's been a coworker of mine forever, across two different industries, two different employers. She and I worked at the same place 20 years ago, and now we find ourselves working in the same place again. Great person, and she said, I want to retire and travel. Yes, please. And the retire part, I've said it ad nauseum. I want to retire. I don't want to have to work. And in fact, one of the last answers I got yesterday was from another friend, to not have to work and still have the income to take care of my family. Take care of family, yes, of course, you need those basics. But much to what my coworker here says, to be able to retire and then just travel, oh God. And travel's tricky, right? We're living in COVID world, so that could be problematic in some respects, but okay. Move on to a fellow content creator, somebody that I met a couple years ago online, with a very successful little property of his own, a character that he plays, and you know, this one's about family. He wants a hug from his brother in England. Right. And it's hard enough if you're living abroad and you're not in your home country, that you don't see family. Now, I'm a different experience. I could care less. I don't need to see my other family members. My brothers, you know, they're fine where they are. But I can get that, you know, and now again, in COVID world, you can't just hop on a plane and go to London. So I feel that, man. You want a hug from your brother. Well, I'm giving you a digital hug from across the space here on a podcast that you, sir, will never hear, because I don't talk about it, and I haven't told any of these people that I even do this podcast. Okay. I'm not paying attention. So the next person is actually the wife of the friend who wants to be able to take care of their family and not have to work. His wife, awesome lady, she's a jewelry designer. She says peace of mind is what she wants. She says, sometimes my anxiety gets in the way of joy. Dudette, amen. I hear you. I have fought all week to hold back on anxiety just running roughshod over me. Frickin' illness rates are spiking everywhere. Restrictions are coming back. It's nerve-wracking, to say the very least. And I hope both of us can stay sane during these very challenging times. All right, next one. A gentleman who was a supervisor of mine way back when my career derailed in 2009 and 2010. And I was working in a, like a telemarketer place, and this dude was my boss, and he was a great freaking guy. Connected with him, and he just wants bacon, and that's him. He is my bacon guy. So thank you, sir, for pointing out bacon. Current employee next is and actually somebody that I met when I was a teenager. So that's 30 years ago, something like that. Yeah, 30 years ago. Met this guy going to a Dungeons and Dragons session with my older brother, and this cat gave us a ride home. Now we work in the same place again. So he says health is what he wants. Health for all my family, my pets included. He had a health scare for his pup. But he's a solid dude, great guy. So thank you for that, sir. Someone I met online through the YouTube channels and the various nonsense that I do, someone who started as a fan of what I was doing and became a friend. She wants to be able to see her family again and give everybody hugs. Yeah, buddy. I hear you. You know, not that I hug my family. It's really my wife's family. My family, I could care less, right? My brothers, I got a cousin out there. You're all fine. I don't need to see you again. But my wife's family, we're all very close, and they've had to obviously keep distance for all this time. So I feel that. All right, another former employee of mine. She says, for a long time, I've wanted to go back into dancing and would love to travel. Well, you know, I think I recall that she told me, or she was saying in her personal Facebook posts, that she had a back injury. So that's probably what drives the not being able to dance. And and if you've got a love for something like that, I can understand. If you're missing something that was a big part of your life for a long time, that can hurt. And I hear that. So I hope and I wish for you that you're able to get back into dance. And then you and me and the lady at the beginning of this episode, we'll all figure out how to get past COVID and we'll go travel somewhere with our families together, okay? All right. Speaking of family, one of my wife's family members out in Michigan, same thing. She wants for the family to be healthy for just 5 freaking seconds. I know, buddy. I know. That's tough. Let's see. I've got a former employee here. I didn't know him very well. I think he still works in the same company I do. He was in the office that I was in prior, one of my old departments. And I think he might not be there. I don't know. But he says just, well, happiness. He says, well, I want happiness. Brother, I don't know you that well. I don't actually know that guy very, very well at all, right? We've had a passing sort of acquaintance level coworker familiarity. Seems like a decent guy, and I've never really had a one-on-one conversation with him about much of anything, but I say all that to say that you seem like a pretty happy dude to me generally. I've never seen this guy when I did work with him, and in his posts on Facebook, doesn't seem like someone gets pissed off very easily. So I think you're okay. I think happiness is what you make it, man. Go get your freaking happiness. You can have it. You don't need to want it. You can have it. Just be happy, right? And of course, I'm full of shit because that's hard to do in this world. Okay. I am blowing through this list and I still got a bunch of people left. Here we go. Let's talk about, all right, this is a mom of one of my son's friends, right? So her boy and my boy are friends. And we've had a short handful of conversations across birthday parties. She says that she wants to be able to hold hands with the people she loves. Yeah. I think a lot of people out there are missing their family to a great degree, and I hear you. I really do. Be able to just hold hands and be in the same room. Again, another friend from internet world, someone who was a fan of the YouTube work I was doing and became a friend, also wants hugs, right? But goes on to say she really wants people to stop being so divisive. Tall order right now, buddy. Tall order indeed. The world is still teetering in the aftermath of a very, very, very contentious election that has pretty much split my country in two. And there's just a lot of anger and derision and hurt feelings and bitterness. And I hope, I want the same thing you want. I want people to find a middle again and be willing to just be okay with each other. But I don't know that that's going to happen right away, and the freaking virus and the pandemic is only feeding those divisions. Not everybody feels the same way. This is tough. Someone else missing their family, another previous employee of mine. She's just one department over from where I am, and she wants to hang out with her family, lots of hugs and kisses, and she misses her mom. family, buddy. I've got a family vibe from pretty much everybody. I think if I go back through and look at all of these 19 or whatever it is responses that I have, 16 plus 9 is not 19, 20 something. Folks are missing their family. All right. Here's a buddy of mine that I've been a friend with forever. He was originally a fan of my radio show way the hell back in 2005. A podcaster. He's an animator on his own, and he wants his own animation studio. And I align with that very much. I want my own production studio. I guess maybe that's what I want. I want my own production studio. I'm just like you. He wants his own animation studio, and I want my own production studio. So I feel that, my man. I feel it. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the world's going to bring, if we'll be able to follow those dreams that require additional finances in the future. But maybe we'll get there together, pal. I don't know. All right, another fan from YouTube world, someone way on the other side of the world. I believe this person is in Denmark. Wants a nice place to celebrate Christmas. Buddy, you are in the nicest place to celebrate Christmas already. Trust me. There is not a spot on this planet Earth that is probably a better place to celebrate Christmas than Denmark. So thank you. All right. An online friend that predates just about everything and goes back to 2000, I think, 1998, 2000, when the internet was first coming up. An eclectic man in his own right, a very interesting soul who nobody understands, but I still think he's awesome. He says, I want 4 months of utter seclusion per year. I want at least 160 more years to live, and I want an agent with real connections. Thank you, sir. He's an adorable weirdo, and I love him. But yeah, no, I want some seclusion. I was thinking the other day, I'm like, I want to just leave work, walk out, tell my boss I don't feel good, I'm going home for the day, but not go home. I wanted to just like go drive and find a scenic spot with like the side of a craggy hill or a waterfall and just sit and just not do anything. Just meditate and be quiet and be alone and whatever. So I maybe the 4 months of utter seclusion I could see. 160 years, maybe. I might be on board with that. I need to know that the quality of life is going to be there, though, because if I'm going to live to 160, I don't want the last couple of years of my life to feel like most 115-year-olds feel right now. Okay? And you want an agent with real connections? By all means, I agree. And as soon as you or me or our animator friend, who you also know, who's also friends, maybe maybe we can all get an agent together. Let's see. And then finally is somebody from high school. All right. This is a friend that goes way the hell back to 1988, 89, 90, somewhere in there. Yeah, 1989, I think. High school. Someone that has always been a good person and somebody far more quality than I am. She's just a really good person. And we reconnected on Facebook a number of years back, and our families have gotten together a few times. She dog sat for us a couple times. And she really closes this out very well, I think. And I'll close out this topic with her answer, the final answer. What do you want? She wants peace, right? Just peace. And I think that's about as broad and solid and good of an answer as you're going to find. We want peace. We want happiness. We want things to be okay, right? So that's going to do it for this topic. That's going to do it for this week. I will come back on Monday. Today's Friday the 13th. Go figure. But I will be back on Monday with a new question, and hopefully you will take part. If you took part in this and you've been listening for the last 20 minutes, thank you. I very much appreciate your time, and I will talk to you on Monday. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, thank you, and have a good one.